So I was reading through the news this morning, and I came across this article, and it caught my eye, mainly because it said something about Usain Bolt. And I'm like, Usain Bolt? Isn't he like the fastest man alive on this earth right now? At least that we know of, that has competed. Yeah, he's got like an under 10-second 100-meter dash, which is, kind of a world record, really huge. Fastest guy. And I'm wandering into territory where I really don't know a lot. I mean, I can give you some names, like Usain Bolt or Kaepernick or, Joe Namath. I know some of these people, but this is outside my normal territory. I don't usually get into, especially track and field. But the headline states, and this is what caught my eye, someone named Allyson Felix breaks Usain Bolt's title record less than a year after giving birth. Well, congratulations. But what I got out of that headline was she broke Usain Bolt's record of under 10 for a 100-meter sprint. That's not really the case. The fastest female, I believe, is Florence Griffith Joyner, who had just over a 10, which is amazing. The human body, as finely tuned as these athletes, have made themselves. Absolutely amazing. So 10 months after a difficult premature birth, Allyson Felix cemented her place in track and field, in the history of track and field, by winning a record 12th world title, breaking a tie with Usain Bolt. See, that's what they meant. That's not what I got out of the headline, but what they mean is she broke the record with the number of championships with Usain Bolt. Not that she broke his record, but the number of world championships. Okay. So Felix combined with Americans Michael Cherry, Will London III, and Courtney Okolo to run a time of 3 minutes, 9.34 seconds, and win the first ever mixed gender 4x400 meter relay. Felix carried a 50.4 second split. I don't know anything about this stuff, but I'm looking at Usain Bolt and Florence Griffith Joyner. They're at about 10 seconds for 100 meters. Well, 4 of them each get 100 meters, right? And so she took 50 seconds. Now, I know a relay is different than a sprint. I know at least that much about track and field, but I guess it's a world record, right? But I don't know. I mean, 100 meters is just over a football field, 100 yards plus. That seems like an awful long time to go 100 meters. But again, I don't know how this works. But interestingly enough, Felix took up 27% of the time, meaning she was the slowest in the relay. Just throwing it out there. But I mean, she's a tremendous athlete. She's the most decorated female track and field athlete in Olympic history, people. So she's a big deal. Now, she had to deal with an emergency C-section to give birth to her daughter, Cameron, at 32 weeks and battled severe preeclampsia that prevented her from walking for weeks after So she went through a terrible pregnancy. Fortunately, the kid's okay and everything turned out all right. And now she's, a super duper world champion. However, we get down into the article just a little bit farther. The 33-year-old Felix only returned to racing this summer, but has been outspoken about women's rights in the meantime. Okay, here we go. After separating from Nike when they offered her a 70% pay cut following her pregnancy, Felix has fought to make sure female athletes aren't punished, meaning they are paid for not performing. That's what this comes down to. She wanted to be paid the same when she was off the world stage, recovering from her difficult pregnancy. And Nike said, no, we're not going to do that. Well, of course, that's misogynist. That's anti-female. Wouldn't that work the same way with someone you've probably never heard of? Even though she's great, not taking that away from her. I've never heard of this person. I mean, she may have been in Nike commercials and with the shoes and all this other stuff during like a football game. I don't know who she is. Again, not to take anything away from her, but I've never heard of her. The track and field isn't my thing. But I mean, if you took a mid-level player from the New England Patriots who got injured, for example, got a ACL injury or a shoulder, whatever, and he had a Nike contract. And he was going to be out of play for, say, I don't know, a year. Do you think they'd pay him less because he's not visible to the public? That's the idea. Nike wants people to get into their shoe or their t-shirt or whatever they have. And so if you're not on the world stage, you're not worth as much to the company. I mean, that's right. It's because women only can get pregnant and they should be paid regardless because it's, okay, yeah, I get it. I get it. And it says here also, plenty of athletes have criticized Nike for not ensuring maternity leave. What does Nike have to do with the choice of an athlete to have a baby? I mean, if they want to negotiate this stuff, and that's apparently what this woman tried to do, and they wouldn't do it, so she walked away and went somewhere else. That's how it works. She found a company that would pay her no matter what. And that's what she wanted. That's what she got. That's the way negotiation works. See, if Nike said, nah, we're not going to do, okay, I'm going somewhere else. That's what she did. So explain to me, how is it Nike's business if you choose to have again, it's because only women can get pregnant and they should have it all. They should have a world record career in track and field and be able to have babies and get paid when they're not competing. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll put the link below so you can have a look. But hey, congratulations to Allyson Felix for not really breaking Usain Bolt's record. Not really. James Maxwell, thank you for listening.